Hi, I'm Ellen Gould of Sisters 3 Farm, and I'm a longtime rug hooker. And a lot of people ask me, what do I need to begin rug hooking? Well, in this time of social isolation and distancing, I thought it might be a good idea to give a little video about what people need to begin rug hooking. So, what do you need to begin rug hooking? First of all, I think you need to have a pattern. And you probably want to purchase your first pattern because usually those are patterns that don't have any issues as far as design goes. Yes, you can certainly draw your own, and if you do, you need to have some type of backing. This happens to be linen. There's also monk's cloth, and there's cotton rug warp. But I would recommend that you start with a pattern that's already drawn out. This is a good example of one that's nicely drawn on linen. What else do you need besides a pattern? Well, you need something in order to hold your pattern taut when you're pulling loops. Years ago, rug hooking, women would take their patterns, put them on their laps, pull it taut between their legs, and then they would pull loops. You can certainly do that if you don't want to invest right away in something else. If you are a quilter and you have a quilting hoop, or you can go to Joann Fabrics and buy a quilting hoop. Quilting hoops are perfect because you can pull your pattern very taut and hold it still while you're hooking with using a quilt hoop. Or you can purchase a nice little beginner lap frame, and the lap frame has little pins on here that you would hold your pattern taut with. The lap frame actually does go on your lap, and you would take your pattern and you would put it on like this, and that's how you would hook. You can also look for used frames. Puritan, there's a lot of these around, a few of them, not a lot. They no longer manufacture these, and these are perfect because I love it. I've used it when I travel. I use it going to local groups. It's very transportable, and it's fantastic. When you put your pattern on this one, it also turns. It you can crank it, so this way it automatically kind of pulls your pattern nice and taut. Pulling your pattern taut opens the backing so you can pull your loops more easily. So that's why I love lap frames. If you really want to go all out, there's also floor frames. You can see one peeking over my chair back here. Floor frames are wonderful because if you're like me and you hop up and down all the time doing laundry or letting the dogs out, these are really nice. You can just kind of walk away for the day or for a few minutes and come back. So those are perfect. So pattern and some type of frame to hold your work. What else do you need? Well, it's called rug hooking, and it's called rug hooking for a reason, because we use hooks. One of the more basic ones is the nice, great beginner one is the Moshimer hook. I would recommend you do a medium. Comes in a fine, a medium, and a coarse. I think a medium hook is great. You can put links at the bottom of the video to where you could purchase this. There are pencil hooks, and it looks like a pencil, doesn't it? And you hook like that, like it's a pencil hook. And then there are these big primitive hooks. And they're primitive because they have a much wider shank compared to these. And so this is easier if you're doing hand-torn strips or larger, wider pieces. So you need a hook. Of course, we need scissors. Scissors are great because you need to cut your wool at the beginning and the end, little snippy things. You need to use it to cut your fabric, so scissors. And then what do you need? Well, then you need your fabric. Traditionally, people use wool, and you can use all kinds of wool. You can find it at your local thrift store. You can pull apart a skirt. You can buy hand-dyed stuff. You can buy wool that's off there. In fact, you don't even have to buy wool. There are people all over the country that are hooking rugs with t-shirts, with yarn, with cotton sheets. So the sky's the limit. But today we're just going to talk about wool. So now we have the last thing is, yes, you have a big piece of wool like this, but then what do you do it? Or a piece of fabric, what do you do? Well, you take your scissors and you make a little snip, and then you can hook it. And that's where those bigger hooks come in, because you would use something this size on this. What if you don't want to use a big wide torn strip? If you're a quilter, you could use a rotary cutter. But what you do, if you live near a rug hooking teacher, you can certainly contact her, and she would let you, you know, cut wool in her studio. And certainly I've done that for people, students of mine. Or you can invest in a cutter. This is the cutter I currently have. It's a B-line cutter, and I didn't purchase this right off the bat. This is something I purchased after 20 years of rug hooking, and felt it was time to get something different. But you can get Bliss. You can find those online. There are Fraser. You can go to Fraser's website. They have them. There's Honeydew. And there's a lot of different cutters that you can certainly buy and look into it. So I'm trying to think what else. I think that might be all you need. So not a whole lot of things. So what do you need to begin rug hooking? Well, like I said, you need your pattern. You need something to hold that pattern. So a hoop or a frame. You need your hook. You need your scissors. You need your fabric. And you need a way to cut it. So I hope that kind of helped beginners out, letting you know the things that you need to get started. It's not that complicated. It's not too hard. And I hope you'll follow my videos. I plan on doing another one about pulling loops. And hopefully I'll see you on my YouTube rug hooking station at Sisters 3 Farm. Bye.